Start recording now. Okay, so many people were asking me about the runes and masteries for Teemo, so I'm gonna post this up on the YouTube. Here's the runes. This is versus an 80. I get a 9 hybrid penetrations and 2 attack speed quintances, so I get total of 9% attack speeds and total of how much is it? 8.1 armor pen and a 5.5 magic pen from 9 hybrid penetration runes. And I get 9 a greater seal of scaling health. It's a scaling health. As I level up, every time I level up, I gain about, how much is 1.3 times 9? Damn, can I? 11.7. So I gain 11.7 HP, right? Yeah, I gain 11.7 HP every single level. So every time I level up, I gain the 11.7 HP. Not the empty bar, the full bar. The like when you go to base, you gain the HP just like that. You get that. I think it's probably the best yellow runes in current patch. Many top laners use it. Not just top laners, other lanes also use it. I get 1 AP on acquaintances, and I get 9 AP on flat AP on blues, the glyphs. So I get total of 16 AP, and I get total of 216 HP at level 18. And this is what I run versus an AD. Armor is unnecessary as long as you start with a cloth armor versus an AD champion. That's why I don't get an armor on the rune page. If you really don't feel, like I cannot survive this lane without an armor or anything, then you can give up the hybrid penetration. Like, I'll just give up 2 attack speed on quintances and then 6 hybrid penetration in here, and then get attack speeds here. So I get about 10%. I used to get 9% from these two. It's about the same. And I can get the armor, 2 armors. So I get total of 8.5 armor on here. If you get 9 armors on the runes, the yellow runes, you gain about 9 armor. And then if you get 2 armor quintances, then you get 8.5 armor. About the same. This also works, but the reason why I'm not doing this is that if I lose my hybrid penetrations, then like against most of the AD champion, they usually run on magic resistance versus Teemo or some kind of resist. They have a lot more resistance than AP carry. So I prefer to go hybrid penetration to penetrate their armor, their magic resistance too. Therefore I go like this, and then I can play without some armors. But it's your choice, totally your choice. You can do an armor or not. And this isn't versus the AP. I get this. Wait. I didn't change this, but this also works. I get about how much magic resistance? 3.7. That's a lot. That's not a lot. Let me change it. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. You can actually run this versus an AP carry too. You can actually run this versus an AD page. You can actually run this page versus an AP carry too. It's very good, The only case that I do a versus an AP page is probably a rumble, and when I get to be a mid lane, and yeah, that's about it. So I get full MR on full magic resistance on a blue. So I get 9 blue, 9 magic resistance, 9 flat magic resistance on a blue. So I get about 12 magic resistance total. And then I get 10% attack speed from reds. and a little bit of hyper penetration. I don't really care about this. And then 15 AP. And the reason why I go like this versus Rumble is that I I receive a lot of magic damage from Rumble. Like every single trade that I make versus Rumble, I get hit by his Q because his Q is long range and it's really almost unable to dodge it. Whenever you're CSing, he's gonna spam his Q. Whenever you're trading him, he's gonna spam his Q. So you just have to tank it. Like there are some champions and matchups that you just have to tank it as a teamo. You cannot dodge everything. Rumble is one of those cases. Probably a Vladimir is one of them too. Lulu could be one of them too. Yeah. Um, this if you're having trouble with an AP carries against an AP carries, go like this. The reason why the hybrid penetration is not that important in this page is that I'm versing an AP carry. AP carries are usually, once again, they are more squished than melee AD champions, the bruisers. So you don't get to need that much of a penetration. What you're looking for in against an AP carry is just to survive in the lane and then farm it up, and you will be able to 1v1 them at some point. And you will also have to build a magic resistance item like a Negatron Clock in the lane phase. And yeah, this is versus an AP carry. A very few hard lane AP carries. And on my guide, I only suggest this page though, because this is really I don't get to use it a lot. I only use this most of the time. And yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, masteries, masteries. Yeah, this is it. This or this. I guess I would recommend for you guys to take the Savagery, which deals a 5 bonus magic damage to the minion. It helps out last hitting better, and this doesn't really help that much in the lane phase. This Wanderer is not a lane phase item. I guess it sometimes helps when you go base and then come back to the lane. You get the plus 3% movement speed out of combat. Um, but for me, I don't need I don't need that 5 bonus match damage because I've been playing this game a lot. I just know how to CS without that extra 5 magic damage. But for Teemo beginners, it's quite hard for last hitting. Some of you ask me how do you last hit? It's really hard. Yeah, it's pretty hard. So take the savagery. That's fine. And other things are pretty straightforward. You gain, these two. You used to have it in season 6 too. I mean season 5 masteries. Dangerous game. Merciless. The others are all about the same. In double edge, do not get the double edge on a range champion. And this sorcery doesn't really help that much for a Teemo. Attack speed is better, 4%. So with the 9% on the rune page and a 4% on here, I get total of 13% bonus attack speed from rune page plus the masteries. 13. So that helps out a CSing better in the lane phase too. And here natural talent. Some people say natural talent doesn't really give that much of stats, but you have to think about it. It's both an AD and AP. In season 5, no, wait, yeah, in season 5 masteries, you used to have Onion AD scaling mastery, Onion AP scaling mastery, or you can get both of them if you spend that much point too. It was a separate, but in here in season 6 masteries, it's both are same. You get to have, if you put 1 point in it, you get to have both of them, AD and AP scaling. So that's why they are giving a small amount, only 10 AD at level 18, only 15 AP at level 18. It's small, but once again, you have to think about it. They are giving it both. They are giving it both one for two. I mean 2 for 1. and Teemo is like probably one of the very one of the few champions that gets a boost up by plus both on AD and AP, because It scales Teemo scales with an AP, but then in order to land that AP damage, you have to land an auto tag, which AD is required to damage. So this is okay to pick it. Some people like to get the Vampirism just because they think natural talent is nerfed a lot. It doesn't really give that much of stats. But man, this 2% life steal spellbab, it's really nothing compared to this. It's like really nothing. You don't get anything. If you're going 80 Teemo like Doran's Blade, 2 Doran's Blade stuff, yeah, this might be helpful, but I still recommend. Oh, by the way, guys, Gunblade. If you're bringing Gunblade, Gunblade is an item. Hold on, let me show you guys. Hextech Gunblade. If you get a Hextech Gunblade, and then if the Hextech Gunblade heals you 15% of the damage you dealt. Heals you. Once again, heals you. It's not the lifesteal, it's not the spell vamp, it heals you. So this does not affect, vampirism does not go well with a gunblade. Okay? So that's why I don't take it. If it goes well with gunblade, I take it. For gunblade, if you really want that boost up thing, get a Runic's armor. Runic's armor is the one that boosts up the healing, boosts up the shield and regeneration too. And I guess lifesteal also. That's weird. So you get to have a boost up from the lifesteal on this and that. That's quite weird because they didn't put the spell bump on this one. They only put the spell bump on here. Okay, anyways, oppression, you get to do more damage after they get hit by the shroom, or after you slow them down with the gunblade. And 7% match penetration. Many people ask me why not get the Thunderlord Decree because of this 7% penetration. You don't get to have a 7% penetration on here. 7% penetration is quite a lot for AP carries. Right now, I see many mid laners taking a Thunderlord Decree, but Thunderlord Decree is, once again, it's not that strong in late game. I guess it's pretty strong in mid game too, but you don't get to see like that much of damage of Thunder Decree in a late game. It's early game spells, but I guess for some mid laners it's pretty good. And for Teemo, in order to proc this, you have to do auto Q auto. I guess it might be easy for some low yellow people, but in high yellow, they don't really give that much of chances for me to land proc the Thunderlord Decree. Thunderlord Decree, in order to utilize this, you want to proc it every 20 seconds. And in mid lane, you can do it as like some champions, like let's say Twisted Fate. You can land stun, auto Q, like that's the Decree right there, and then it's pretty easy to let the stun too as a Twisted Fate because that's just an auto tag and longer range than Teemo does too. But for Teemo, a Deathfire Touch is also pretty good for Teemo because it works well with the dot damage over time. So that's why Brand is quite OP right now because of this Masteries Deathfire Touch, because he's every ability is a dot, and then this almost works as like an ignite for him. It works for Teemo's Q and R. It doesn't work for Teemo's E. Just the auto tech does not work with it. If it works with the auto tech, it would be cool, but Riot doesn't want the Teemo to be OP. So yeah, it's still good for Teemo for a dot issue, and that's it. Oh yeah, if you take the Thunder Decree, you do more damage in the beginning. For sure, you do more damage in the beginning, but you'll get to see that damage falling off compared to a Deathfire Touch around from level 6, I guess. Alright, that is Runes and Masteries, and I'll post this up on YouTube.